Well, hello. How you guys doing today? I hope everybody's doing well. Anyway, my life has been really horrible with CPS in my life. I really haven't had much of a life. I really didn't have much freedom as being a parent because they always made me scared from day one. I mean, they walked off with my child. Okay, my child's high on all the drugs the doctor gave to me. Forced me to take a bunch of drugs and narcotics, but everybody keeps thinking, well, wow, the doctor's right. Shove drugs down a pregnant woman. They think it's A-okay and cool and dandy. When I first went to court, I did hand them all the documentation for side effects. I did hand them all the information showing that it was making me sick. And you know what? They agreed with the fucking doctor. But I understand what hospitals are all about. What they do is they focus on people that are poor. Then what they do is pick up the phone and call CPS. They know that I don't have $500 an hour to get a real good lawyer to fight their fucking ass. And then they have them harassed the whole time. This is what they do. They bring victims. And when they give women that are pregnant drugs, they're messing up their kids. They're fucking their kids up so that their kids can't function normally. And they need more attention. And that's something that we did give to our children constantly, was constant attention. Because for one, they weren't regular kids. You know, you can't really turn your back on them or say, hey, you go play in your room or do this by yourself. You have to constantly keep an eye on them. When our kids were gone to programs, it was giving us a little bit of a break. It was like, okay, the children are gone. You know, they are playing with their mates, they're playing with their friends, they're learning at the same time, they're in programs, they're learning, and it's generating time to get a little bit of a break. Well, the problem is when CPS jumps in, they're telling you to go to school with your kids, to hang out with your kids, to be with them. It's like, just a minute, I love my kids dearly. They're going to programs, they're learning, they're hanging out with other kids. And it's giving me a break. And they're telling me, oh, well, you know what, while your kids are gone to school, they're telling you to participate in all these programs, go to parenting classes, go to therapy. And I'm thinking, just a minute now, my kids are gone. I want to do what I want to do. I don't want to do what you're telling me to do with my time. So that's the problem with CPS. It's like what they feel is that they need to make a schedule for you. Is that they need to plan your day out. That they think that what they want you to do is worthwhile. And what I tell these CPS motherfuckers is that, hey, I don't want to do that with my time. And so that's why I don't have the kids. And they want me to take drugs. And look at how fucking fat I am. Look, I'm a fat bitch. I didn't used to be this fat. I used to be pretty good shape before they jumped into my fucking life. You know, hanging out with CPS is very, very depressing. It really bums you out. Because first of all, you're stuck with motherfuckers that you don't want to be around. You're stuck with a group of people that you really can't stand. Another thing that makes it so difficult is that if I met these motherfuckers on my own, I would say fuck you, fuck off, and I wouldn't have anything to do with them. See, CPS is really not even worth my goddamn time. I never wanted to spend time with these pieces of shit. I never wanted their fucking time or their company. The people that I knew, the people that me and my husband know, are the people that are worth our time. They're nice, they're kind, they're loving, they're supportive. They care about us. They care about our happiness. They care about our joy. Those were the witnesses I had lined up. CPS refused. They refused to have people that I've known my whole entire life. You know, 5, 6, 7, 8 years old, for 20, 30, 40 years. They refuse to have all the people that I've known that have lived my life with me, that can verify aspects of my life in court on the stand to testify on my behalf. They refuse that. See, this is all about railroading. This is all about fleecing the state. This is all about taking what they could take from the state. This is all about ripping off the taxpayers. This is all about now the rich are going to have to pay. You know why? CPS wastes so much money. Let me tell you how bad it is. They go and they pay a foster family $700, $800 a week to watch our children. Okay? That's $3,200 per month that they're wasting. Okay? Okay, let's put it this way. Now their flying is out there to Pasco at $279 per ticket, twice per month. That's over $1,000. That's about $1,350. Okay? Now, you put that along with, we were paying for a taxi. It's $40 to $50 to go from the airport to the house where we meet our kids. Okay, that was $100. I had to wait almost a fucking month to get my money back from CPS because that's something they did want to reimburse me for. Okay, so me and my husband were like, God, you know, we get up and we get on that plane around 7 o'clock in the morning. We don't see our kids until 11. Once we get there, it takes 55 minutes to fly there. We see our kids around 11 to 1. Okay, 2-hour visit. Okay, 2-hour motherfucking visit. Okay, now we go from 1 until 5:30 until the goddamn plane takes off. So we got to kill 4 hours finding something to do. Now, taking a taxi from the airport, taking a taxi from the home. Okay, going to the home, from the airport to the home, from the home to the airport was $100. Okay, we went and rented a car because it was going to be between $32 and $40 just to rent a car. Now, CPS motherfuckers said, we're not going to reimburse you for that. So I was saving the state $68, and they said, we're not going to reimburse you for that. You know, so you'll have to just bite the rental. Okay, now let's face the facts. If they would have left my kids in Seattle, like that first motherfucking judge said, she says, do not take the kids out of state. CPS took the kids out of state. But you know what? My lawyers will not open their fucking mouth on it. I have to raise my hand, open up my fucking mouth, and say, you know, the kids are not supposed to be out of Seattle. But they did it any old fucking way. Let's face the facts. Okay, taxpayers? $3,200 a month for somebody to watch your kids. Okay? $1,350 for us to get on a plane. Okay? Now, when CPS falsely accused us of doing drugs and we all went and got tested the same motherfucking day these bastards knocked on our door, we had the doctor lined up. We had the social worker from the hospital ready to come to court. They did give their information and documentation and paperwork to court. And guess what? They still ignored it. They said, but we're going to bother you anyway. Okay? Both my kids were in 2 part-time programs. Okay? And they keep ignoring this. My daughter was going to El Centro de la Rosa. And the second program she was in was EEU, Experimental Program for Children for Educational Programming. Okay, with special needs. My son was going to Bailey Gasser School, and the second program he had lined up was Head Start Program for education for children with specialty needs. Okay? Now, I had priorly paid up to $4,000 for my son to attend basic school before he actually went to regular school. When I went to court, this motherfucking judge said to me point blank, you're not really trying to educate your children, are you? I showed this motherfucking bitch, and I'm telling you this fucking judge is a bitch. I showed her the motherfucking check. I spent over $4,000 educating my son before he was able to go to school. And I showed them the documentation on my children attending 2 different schools. Then I went on to show them 100 motherfucking programs that I registered my kids for until the age of 18 years old. And they had some nerve to say, but you're not trying hard enough. I'm looking at these pieces of shit and I'm thinking, what the fuck? Do they have selective hearing or what? Okay? Then I turned around and I showed them their medical, which was